In the event of an emergency, you will have approximately 10 minutes to prepare and no longer. That is the new advice to the citizens of Japan from their prime minister. If North Korea launches a ballistic missile at Japan, the new Actions to Protect Yourself guidelines that are posted on Japan's Civil Defense National website tell the civilians in that country that they've got 10 minutes to deal with that and get ready. The guidelines tell people to take cover indoors, to shut off all gas and water, to stay away from all doors and windows. Japan maintains a civil defense website all the time to give just this kind of advice, but that website has seen more than 14 times its usual amount of web traffic over the course of this month. Today, the top U.S. military official in the Pacific Command said, as long as we're on the subject, Hawaii could use some additional missile defense capability, given what North Korea has been showing off recently. In the continental United States, it is still a hypothetical threat that North Korea could hit the U.S. mainland. But in Hawaii, it's a different thing. And in Japan and in South Korea, they know for sure that they are already well within the range of weapons that we know North Korea already possesses. This month, the Japanese central government has been holding meetings with local governments around Japan, advising them what they should do if their region is hit by a North Korean missile. That's unprecedented. That's something Japan has never done before in its whole post-war history. Yesterday, North Korea staged its largest ever live fire exercises off its eastern coast. Those are all artillery pieces we just saw there. South Korean news reports said the exercises involved 300 to 400 artillery pieces. You see them shooting those artillery rounds into the sea. The U.S. and South Korean navies have also been conducting their own military exercises. Yesterday, off South Korea's western coast. Yesterday, the USS Michigan, a nuclear-powered submarine, arrived in South Korea. The USS Carl Vinson aircraft carrier is also en route to the Korean Peninsula now, for real this time. Things are already very tense right now. And if you are feeling tense about that part of the world right now, I advise you, next time you're at the grocery store, to not look too closely at the tabloid grocery store publication that our president has repeatedly endorsed and said should win the Pulitzer Prize. Because this week's cover of the National Enquirer is this: World War III is coming. Top secret Pentagon report, the day and time all-out war will break loose. Navy destroyers bound for North Korea. Now, after this came out today and started circulating online, defense folks noted that the destroyer they put on the cover is actually a Russian destroyer, not an American one. But, whatever. For everything else that it is, the National Enquirer honestly is sometimes a little peek into this new president's mindset. If so, whoa. Back here on planet Earth, the president invited all 100 sitting U.S. senators to the White House today for a highly unusual all-senators briefing on North Korea. That's a lot of senators to bring up to the White House. But they said they wanted to do this urgent briefing on North Korea. They didn't want to do it in the secure facility where they usually do these things at the Senate. They wanted to do it at the White House for some reason. In order to fit all the senators into one briefing, they actually had to MacGyver a makeshift secure facility on the White House grounds. The senators then had to go through this weird perp walk rigmarole where they all boarded buses and got shipped up to the White House like they were on a school field trip. One reporter pointed out the added indignity that the back window of one of the buses they put the senators on was actually held up with duct tape. And one of that bus's lights was just dangling off the bus held by a wire. Nothing but the best. Once they got up to the White House, the senators got out of their hoopty buses. They were apparently greeted briefly by the president. They were then briefed by the Secretary of Defense, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and the Director of National Intelligence, Dan Coats. Also, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, although that was apparently a surprise to Rex Tillerson. As recently as 2 days ago, the State Department, quote, appeared unaware that Tillerson would be delivering that briefing. But there he was today. The briefing lasted about an hour. Why did it have to be at the White House? Why did all the senators have to get up on buses and go there for it? What was the important information that they needed to have imparted to them at the White House about this urgent situation in North Korea? I don't know, but senators seem underwhelmed. Here, for example, was the Republican chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Senator Bob Corker.
I'll see you in a half hour.
I'll see you in 5, yeah.
Senator Corker,
How was the briefing? It was fine.
did you guys learn anything in there that you didn't know before? Or?
I didn't really. It was an okay briefing.
What do you mean it's an okay briefing? You didn't really learn much?
It was okay.
It was okay. Maybe not worth the trip. Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey was another one of the senators who was there for that strange event today. Senator Booker joins us live next.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.